Hi dear students, welcome back to one more session of the staining techniques, and we are talking about the differential staining techniques. And now let's talk about the acid fast staining, which is a differential staining technique. Now if you're going to consider certain bacteria such as Mycobacterium as well as Nocardia, you can see that their cell wall do contain large amount of lipids and waxes within their cell walls. And as a result, what happens? They are being considered to be as acid fast. Acid fast means even after you put a stain, and if you put what acid onto it, the usually acids decolorize the stain. But these bacteria, because of the presence of lipids such as mycolic acid within their cell wall, they even if you decolorize them with acids, they do not get decolorized and they retain their particular stain. So using this property, you can identify bacteria such as mycobacteria. Okay, and this technique is known as the acid fast staining. Now, these bacteria, they are mainly considered to be as what? Gram resistant because they have a waxy cell wall also. And the acid fast staining is also referred to as a Seale-Nielsen staining technique, or the AFB, or the acid fast staining technique. And they do not, the Seale-Nielsen staining is used to stain acid-fast bacteria that do not stain with the standard laboratory procedures of gram staining. And the stains which are being used over here is a red-colored carbol-fuchsin that stains the bacteria, and a counter stain called the methylene blue or malachite green can be used. So in a differential staining technique, as I told you, you can use two different stains. So the first stain is carbol-fuchsin, and the second stain, or that is referred to as a counter stain. It could either be methylene blue or malachite green. So when you take your glass slide and you flood it with your primary stain, what happens? All the cells will take up the primary stain. And the primary stain, as we told, it will bind to the cell wall mycolic acid so intense that the decolorization does not release the primary stain from the cell wall of the acid-fast bacteria. And the color of the acid-fast bacteria-based primary stain, whereas the counter stain provides a contrasting background. So we'll just look onto it. If you're going to consider the procedure, you take your glass slide, you cover a smear with carbol-fuchsin, that is, you just flood it with carbol-fuchsin, and since we're talking about bacteria which are having high amount of carbolic acid, mycolic acids within their cell wall. Now, Mycobacterium tuberculosis and all that, these are the Mycobacterium, not only tuberculosis, different genus of Mycobacterium do have large thick cell walls. And so you add carbol-fuchsin and keep it over a steam boiler. Steam should be coming from the boiling water bath, and the glass slide is kept on the, see, if you have a beaker over here, the beaker contains water and it is connected towards something which would heat it, and steam comes from top, and the glass slide is kept over that. So you will flood it with your particular stain and you keep it under the steam for about 8 minutes. And after the slide is cooled, you decolorize it with acid alcohol for 15 to 20 seconds. And after the decolorization, you rinse it with, just briefly rinse it with water, and you put the counter stain. So the first stain was carbol-fuchsin, then this counter stain has been used. Either you can use methylene blue or malachite green. If you're adding methylene blue, of course, it will appear to be as blue color. And if it is malachite green, it will appear to be as what? Green in color. And you rinse it briefly to remove the excess methylene blue or malachite green, whichever you have used, and you blot dry and view it under oil immersion microscope. So if you have an acid-fast bacteria, now in the case of Mycobacterium is an acid-fast bacteria, if it has been present, it will take carbol-fuchsin and it will appear to be pink in color. Okay, and if you If in the same slide, if you have a non-acid fast bacteria, then it will appear to be blue color if you use methylene blue, or if you're using malachite green, it will appear to be as what? Green in color. And in the case of lab diagnosis of Mycobacterium, we take the throat swabs, and you or not throat swabs, you can take the sputum also sometimes. The sputum samples also will be taken, and you prepare a glass slide and you do a acid fast bacterial staining, and you check whether the TB bacteria or the Mycobacterium tuberculosis is being present in the glass slide. If a pink color bacteria is being present after acid fast staining, we do consider that Mycobacterium is being present over inside that. So this is a case of differential staining technique. Now, another specialized staining techniques. Okay, these are differential staining techniques. I'm not going widely as I did for the acid fast staining. You have some bacteria do have capsule stains. They have capsules basically. And for capsule staining, we use a negative staining technique. Like you can use nigrosin ink or Indian ink over here. And you okay, this is sometimes in negative staining itself you can use one more staining, like either use nigrosin and Indian ink and directly prepare a smear, so the background will be appear to be as black in color. And in some cases when you are considering as a differential staining, what you might do is you might also stain it with a second counter stain. Okay, it's depending upon what you have to do it. So a capsule can be viewed by a negative staining technique. And then we have the spore staining techniques, where the bacterial spores can be viewed by the spore staining technique. Now for that we use malachite green for 2 minutes, heat. Okay, that steam like thing as I mentioned for AFB, that has also been done for spore staining. And then you wash it, then put the counter stain safranin and dry the slide and view under the microscope. The spore forming bacteria will appear to be what? Like this first stain will be taken up, what is it? Green and pink dots. Like that you can see the spore staining. Okay. Now another thing that which we have is the volatile granule staining. What is it? Is these are polyphosphate granules which have been present in certain bacteria, and it is also known as the metachromatic granule or the volatile granule staining. And certain bacteria such as Corynebacterium diphtheria do have these metachromatic granules or the volatile granules. So you prepare a smear on the slide, air fix and heat fix the smear. Treat the smear with the Albert stain, which is mainly being used for this volatile granule staining. Then you drain the excess stain and flood the slide with Albert's iodine for 2 minutes. Wash the slide with water, air dry, and observe it under the oil immersion microscope. And metachromatic granules, they are mainly found in Yersinia pestis and Mycobacterium species. And it is named metachromatic because it has a property of changing color. That is, when it has been stained with a blue stain, it will appear to be in red in color. And Corynebacterium diphtheria is also, so you we can use this volatile granule staining for the diagnosis of Corynebacterium diphtheria, which causes diphtheria. Okay, they do contain large amounts of what? Granules, volatile granules have been present. And the stain which we use here is Albert stain, and the Albert stain itself does contain two different stains like toluidine blue and malachite green. And these are basic dyes which have a high affinity for acidic tissue components like cytoplasm. And the pH of the Albert stain is adjusted to 2.8 using acetic acid. That is, when you prepare the Albert stain itself, the pH has been adjusted, and it becomes basic when the volatile granules, as the pH of the volatile granules has been found to be highly acidic in nature. Okay, and on applying the Albert stain to the smear, toluidine blue stains will stain the volatile granules, and that is the most acidic part of the cell, and malachite green will stain the cytoplasm to be as blue green. And on adding Albert's iodine, due to the effect of iodine, the metachromatic property is not observed and the granules will appear to be in blue color. So this is what you are, because we are using sometimes grams iodine over here, it will not sometimes appear to be as reddish. Sometimes you will get a bluish color over here. So this is also a differential staining technique. So I guess you have got an idea about the differential staining techniques. With this we come to an end. Thank you.